Thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up. Bang! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Brian Snow Show, coming to you live from Edinburgh, Indiana. Glad to be outside in what is a fabulous 83-degree day. I'll be with you for the next hour, and lots to do and a short time to get there. And I want to open with a request for y'all to keep me in your prayers, because I have an MRI this afternoon up in Indianapolis, and it's a checkup, but we want to make sure that no cancer returns. Cancer is not allowed back in my life. After the fight and a half that I had to get rid of it, thanks to surgery, thanks to my care team, and thanks to my absolutely wonderful family, I don't want it back. I don't want to deal with it again. So we have that this afternoon. It's in a few hours, and we're going to get the best results. Now I have to send a wonderful shout to my beautiful wife. And I know I do this often here on the afternoon show, but man, she deserves it for everything that she's had to put up with me and my health. Of course, it started 2 years ago with the blood clots in my lungs, and then finding the mass on my abdomen that turned out to be pancreatic cancer. And we didn't know where we were going to be. We didn't know what was going to happen next. And then to get the message from Duke University Cancer Center that I'm going to wind up in a body bag. That I'm going to wind up in not a body bag. I misspoke. That I was going to wind up in a casket. They told my wife to prepare me for a casket, that I wasn't going to make it, that the tumor that I had was inoperable. Well, my wife Jody said we will have none of that. And since then, it has been the fight of my life. But I gotta tell y'all, Jody and my family made it so easy. for me to get through it, for me to get past it, for me to get healthier, for me to get stronger. And believe me, it's a fight every day to get stronger. I can honestly tell you that when I first came out of the hospital last April, I was not at my best. I was happy to be alive because after the surgery, I looked up, I saw my mother in law, I saw my father in law, and then I saw Jody. And my brain said, we're good. We can go back to sleep. And we did. We went back to sleep that night. It's been a lot of resting for me for the past year, a lot of it. And I don't mind one damn bit. I've had to change my eating habits as recently as Saturday because we went to, a little place we like to call Sonic. And I had a foot-long coney dog and I had some tater tots. And then I had some issues with my belly. Well, that night when we were home, Jody woke up and turned over and looked at me and said, you know something? You know why those tater tots gave you issues? I said, what? Fried food. So we made the decision that day, no more fried food. Couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And that's a decision I can live with. Now I'm working on the caffeine. I'm sincerely working on the caffeine. I can't state that enough that I'm working on the caffeine. But at the same time I've had to make some other adjustments. I can't eat everything in sight like I once upon a time even thought I could. I cannot eat as much sweets, and that is a double problem for me, a problem I intend to solve because I love chocolate. I'm like my wife, I love chocolate. But we're going to work through that as well. I've had to cut back a lot of things. I've had to have sugar free, and I don't mind. It's a time where I have to be sure that everything is on point so I can stick around for not just myself, but for my family for the next 50 years. Because I promised my wife a 50-year anniversary and I intend to deliver on that promise. But be that as it may, with all of that going on, I cannot tell you how blessed I am and how happy I am to be sitting here chatting with you guys on a daily basis. And I'm also going to make the announcement that beginning on the 19th of June, actually the 16th, when she gets off work that Friday, but beginning on the 19th of June, I will be out that entire week because I'll be on vacation. Wife and I have plans of going to Branson, Missouri. And we also have plans to hit up a little bitty event I haven't been to in a very long time. We like to call the Taste of Chicago. And I made a promise to my wife because the last time we actually went to Chicago was the first time we went together. That, of course, was September 2021. And y'all know what happened then. I had just lost my mother. Lost my mother to cancer. So that trip to Chicago was kind of for a bad occasion, although we did spend a few hours in Chicago. I made a promise that we would come back and that I would stuff a lot of food in her face. Now, we haven't figured out what yet, but we are going to do that thing. We're going to go to Chicago and there's going to be a lot of food to be had. So we got that. And I can't thank y'all enough. I'll do more of this at the end of the show. All right, let's get to the main story. And the main story that came out today is that the PGA Tour and Live Golf are going to merge. after Live Golf would, you know why I thought this merger would take place sooner than later? Because the PGA, who was the big bad monster for many, many years, and I'm using metaphors here, was seen as a threat. Live Golf was seen as a threat to take over and take away everyone that was with the PGA. And it already had started making waves last year when several golfers, big time golfers, Brooks Koepka included, defected and went over to Live Golf. Well, the PGA said, no, we can't have any of that. So that's why they're making the decision that they are making. Now, I am not as much of a golf aficionado. I keep pronouncing that word wrong. I'm sorry. As I once was. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. David 3000 in the house with us, along with Ryan McCarthy chiming in. David 3000 from Massachusetts, Ryan from New York, and y'all know that rivalry. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I think the PGA saw Live Golf as a threat, a big time threat. And the biggest quote to come out of that was, we all win as golf fans. You think so? I'm inclined to think yes in some cases, and I'm also inclined to think no. But the question for me, some of the questions that for me, the first one being, who's going to host the richest tournament? And remember, Live Golf was backed by is backed by the country of Saudi Arabia. Who's going to host the richest tournament, and what is going to be the richest tournament? Part one, and part two, what's going to be the most prestigious tournament? Because you would think with the merger of Live Golf that the majors would take a back seat to some of the events that Live Golf would have hosted. David chiming in with us already. I honestly, David says, don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. To be perfectly honest, it surprised me. It really surprised me. So I don't know how this is going to play out either. This is one where time's going to have to answer the question. But again, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you guys. And I want to know what y'all think. This is David's comment that I'm putting up here. What do y'all think? Is this a good thing or a bad thing for the two biggest golf associations to merge? And this is the first time I've seen a merger like this in golf ever. Metaphorically, I've seen the merger of the ABA and the NBA. I've seen the after effects of the merger with the NFL and the AFL. I don't know. Ryan McCarthy joining us from Saratoga, New York, and waiting for his comment to post, and I'll post it here in a minute. Yeah, I figured. Just trying to use my laptop to help matters along with the broadcast. AB Media joining us from Indianapolis, Indiana. What's up with you? Live Golf managed to do with the PGA what the USFL failed to do with the NFL. I agree with that. I actually agree with that, which prompts the other question. How long will this last? Which prompts other questions, and I'm jumping all over the board here with this subject. How long will this last? And B, who's going to take the most prestigious events? Which association will host the most prestigious events? AB Media chimes in. Jamel Hill got fired. Do you care? I don't. Nor do I. I don't care either. And I haven't cared for the longest time. This ranks right up there with WWE doing business with Saudi. At the end of the day, it's all a money grab with severe ramification. I don't see this looking well publicly and privately. You got a point, big dog. You got a point. And now there's a subject of Jamel Hill that I have to work into the show. Matter of fact, let me pause for a break. And when y'all get back, we'll talk about Jamel Hill getting fired, me laughing at her, and who is your NFL team's Mount Rushmore? I've been wanting to touch that for a while. A couple of my homies in North Carolina are doing this on their station. I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to involve the fans. That's the question of the day for this show, as we are powered by BetUs.com as well as Invader Coffee. And today, we are powered by Starbucks Coffee. Who is your team's Mount Rushmore? Get those answers ready for the second half of the show. I'm back after this.
Hey, y'all. Snowman here. Catch me, Cole Johnson, Wise El Jefe, and the usual cast of characters as we bring it to you every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. It's called Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, and it's right here on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Join us, won't you?
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus, smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Sure. We all know ghosts exist.
I'm getting a really dark energy.
But if you trying to hunt them, there's one simple rule you gotta follow.
What the hell was that?
Guys, hurry up and get the hell out of there.
No matter what happens, stay calm.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, my God! Oh, hell no!
Hey, Matt, what's up?
Okay, that's a balloon. It looked like it was a demon. Wow.
We be fly for nothing. We be fly for nothing. O-E-O, mucho. Run it.
So where are we going?
A haunted pinata shop.
What?
An old Korean brothel.
Oh, Lord.
A funeral home in Compton?
Yeah.
You don't like us, do you?
It's business.
I get fly for nothing. I roll with O-P-O.
Official paranormal operations, baby.
We got infrared cameras set up all over the place.
Whatever's in there, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Y'all down with it?
What the is this? I have robot strapped to my abdomen.
What the hell is going on?
Are you with us right now? You okay?
Guys, we got action.
I feel like something's in here.
Don't nobody want you with us.
Man, they got some going down in there.
It could be a succubus.
Suck you, huh?
It's an energy that feeds upon you in a sexual way. Like,
Not with the teeth like that?
oh, yeah.
We be fly for nothing.
All right, investigation's over. This bitch is haunted as
I got to make a correction. Snowman, that ad you saw for Snowman in the Morning on CSTV, our start time is now 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I have to fix that tonight. And to Thomas O'Boyle and the rest of the crew at CSTV and CSTVnow.com, and to the folks at BS3, I will fix that tonight. I am determined to fix that tonight when I get home from a doctor's appointment. And I will get all the ads updated. Didn't get a chance to do it over the course of the weekend. I was extraordinarily tired. But, see, AB Media just gave me a layup. He just threw me a knuckle. Let me borrow BGS. He just threw me a knuckleball that didn't knuckle. Jemele Hill and AB, I need you for this, got fired from Spotify. So she couldn't keep a job with ESPN. She couldn't keep a job holding the 6 p.m. Sports Center, which went completely left and completely political. And now she got fired from Spotify. How? Who did you anger, Jemele Hill, that happened? What did you say? Okay, I gotta pose this question because anyone who knows the recent history of Jemele Hill knows she said some things that that didn't fit with society, such as it is. Hell, I've said quite a few things that don't fit with society, like LeBron James sucks as a basketball player. Oh, did I say that aloud? I'm sorry. Anyway, Jemele, what did you say? What did you say? Don't forget she destroyed Michael Smith's career. Ain't that the truth? Michael Smith was doing fine as a sportscaster. When they did His and Hers, they stuck to sports. Okay? When they did His and Hers, they stuck to sports. When they got the 6 p.m. Sports Center slot, it flipped. And now we don't hear from Michael Smith anymore. AB, is he still employed by ESPN? See, unlike other radio shows and television shows, we actually involve the audience. And my shout to my buddy Rob Peterson, who gave me the blueprint, and the folks at the Rob Peterson show who gave me the blueprint to involve the audience. Is Michael Smith still employed by ESPN? And if so, what is he doing there? AB says, I have no idea. I got no idea either. Because after she pushed the plunger, and I completely blame her, after she pushed the plunger and blew SC6 to shreds and took Michael Smith with her, she went on to have 2 other gigs. I believe 2 other gigs. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. She went on to have 2 other gigs and lost them both. But maybe this is me. Maybe this is me not understanding the business side of 21st century media. And you know what? I'll go ahead and admit this is me not understanding the business side of 21st century media. And I'm talking in terms of iHeartRadio and Spotify and every other podcast carrier that houses this show, as well as a couple of others. How do you get fired from Spotify? Can someone answer that for me? How do you get fired from Spotify? Am I missing a piece of the puzzle? Am I missing a piece of the puzzle here where you're not supposed to say something that can basically, we need to reply with some Dolomite for that nonsense at AB Media. Oh yeah. And the big dog said it, but you have to really, really, really piss them off, apparently. Now I want to dig into this rabbit hole and find out, what did she say or do that caused her Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights in the house. Daniel, where are you watching and or listening from so we can shout you out properly? I just don't know what she said or did. I don't know what she said or did to be fired from Spotify, an independent, I believe, podcasting association. I just want to know what did she do or what did she say? Apparently, she called Spotify racist for not giving somebody else other than Joe Rogan $100 million. You fool. Jamel Hill, you idiot. If this is true, that apparently, and this is from AB Media, and I would love someone to confirm this, apparently she called Spotify racist for not giving somebody else, i.e. a black podcaster, $100 million. You know, and the perfect song is playing above me. That's the story I heard. Thank you, AB. If someone can confirm or contradict this story, please tell me. Excuse me. But you're going to call somebody, you're going to call a company that's basically feeding you. A company that is basically feeding you airtime and feeding you a chance. Excuse me. Apparently, I have Michael Smith is with NBC Peacock now. He now co-hosts Brother from Another with Michael Holly. Thank you, Cole, for that. And Cole, can you confirm what AB is telling me about Jamel Hill? Well, that and her ratings suck. Well, yeah. Jamel's not a sports person, or she's not anymore. Which prompts the question, was she ever a sports person in the first place? Considering where she's worked, and I better put that on. Jamel Hill is unbothered, and now she is unemployed. Leave it to Ryan McCoffey for the mic drop moment. Portions of this show, I got to get my readout here. And I better do this the correct way because my brain is messed up and I can't remember everything that I'm supposed to do or say. Portions of this program is brought to you by Invader Coffee for the coffee lover who wants quality coffee with no BS and no filler. Invader Coffee is an ultra premium, veteran-owned coffee company proudly delivering the best coffee your hard-earned money can buy. We aim only to serve the highest quality, organic, air-roasted coffee beans sourced from free trade farms all over the world. We keep things simple, the best coffee at an affordable price in order to provide you with the value you deserve from your morning booze. 100% fair trade farms, 100% whole ground, 100% air roasted coffee with 100% money back guarantee. And now you can visit snowmanmultimediasports.com, click on the Invader Coffee logo, make your orders, and you will get a discount. She's denying the whole give me Joe Rogan money as the reason she's leaving, but she is leaving Spotify. They kicked her out. I'm putting all this together as I go along here. They kicked her out because apparently she said, give me Joe Rogan money when A, she didn't earn it, and her B, neither did her ratings. Now the facts are coming out. What was her show about? Can someone tell me? Denies she said that about Joe Rogan. I'm inclined to think that she did open her mouth and say that. I'm inclined to think it. This is just one man's opinion. I'm inclined to think that she said that about Joe Rogan and wanting Joe Rogan money. And what's scary is that more people will do that. You're getting given that it's 21st century media, you're given a hell of a chance to make an impression and bring in ratings for a company like Spotify or iHeartRadio and the like. And you do that. And you know what the next argument is going to be? Freedom of speech is being challenged. AB Media, I don't know. I didn't even know she was on Spotify. In many ways, me neither. If someone knew about her podcast, can you tell me what it was about, if anything? I mean, y'all know my 2-word answer. Who cares? Who actually gives a damn? Who gives a flying damn about her or what she thinks on the microphone or anything like that? She torched her career at ESPN. She torched it. And then they kicked her out the back door. Now, these are my thoughts and my thoughts only. They kicked him out the back door, so she flipped him off and trying to make people think, oh, I left on my own. No, you didn't. You got booted in the ass on the way out. And now, for the second time, as far as I know, you got told, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, and don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Excuse me. What she said in a New York Times interview was, quote, what I would like to see is for Spotify to hand $100 million to somebody who is black. Close quote. I'm getting this from an Outkick article because the New York Times is behind a paywall. So I don't have complete context, nor do I, and I am just offering my thoughts with this subject being handed to me. Ryan, Outkick it. Oh, it's Outkick that's the one that's reporting it. Wow. Wow. Another media career and personality metaphorically bites the dust. And I will tell Jamel Hill something that my dad used to say to me all the time. Miss Hill, you did it to yourself. Now twice. Back in a minute. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus, smarter than energy.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
Thank you to everyone who has tuned us in this afternoon. I appreciate y'all so very, very much. Let's go to the feedback zone presented by Fanatics. And I left off with the big dog Shane Lake saying Outkick is the one reporting it. Ryan McCarthy says, yeah, big dog Shane, Google's all over the place with all these articles. I'm trying to get facts, and I'm glad you are. Cole Sports says Jemele Hill is Unbothered is an interview platform with her social commentary interspersed in there. She interviewed anyone from sports to politics to entertainment to business. Understood at Cole Sports. I wasn't sure if she was still with the Atlantic. AB Media says salute to Cole Sports. It's a legit mess of a story, says Shane. But at the end of the day, the story base is she's going to be out of Spotify. She also started, according to Cole Sports, she also started a Black woman-only podcast, the Unbothered Podcast Network, with Spotify. So, if it's true that Spotify is letting her go, it's more or less, it's a more expensive loss than just her own show, Black woman-only podcast network. And then Ryan comes in. Spotify has been throwing around money on podcasts like their Congress over $1 billion worth, which begs the question, where's my money, Spotify? Mine too. Mine too. Bloomberg first reported that Jemele Hill was shopping around her podcast network, and Jemele Hill is unbothered. The more facts that come in, the more I will read them. Now, let's get to some real sports talk here. And I want to pose a question that I posed at the top of the program, and this is how we're going to finish up today. No matter what team sport, who is your team's Mount Rushmore? And today, I want to start with the NFL. And I'll have a better way to organize this, and I want to get the fans talking on this particular subject. I want to start with the NFL. And of course, there are two teams in my household, the 49ers and the Colts. And I'm going to start with the Colts for my baby Jody. If I know her as well as I know her, the first one on that Mount Rushmore is Peyton Manning. For her, the first member of the Colts Mount Rushmore is Peyton Manning. The next two would be Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison. And that's three. The fourth one, I don't know. Because she's only familiar with the Indianapolis Colts and not the Baltimore Colts. So I think the fourth member of that Mount Rushmore would be Edgerrin James. I'll have to get a confirmation tonight, but I'm thinking her Mount Rushmore goes Peyton Manning, Edgerrin James, Marvin Harrison, and Reggie Wayne. And Reggie Wayne is still on that staff. That staff. Comment from Cole in 2019. Spotify gave Joe Rogan a deal worth $200 million, and Jamel said the statement about Spotify paying black podcasts that much. Her words though are, quote, a lot of what's been reported just isn't true, she said on Twitter. My podcast hasn't been canceled. I never asked Spotify for $100 million. This blank is truly comical, close quote. That was reported by Sports Illustrated, which again, I'm inclined to think that she actually said it. Now, until I see evidence to the contrary, I'm inclined to think that she said it. Now, back to my question about who was your NFL team's Mount Rushmore. I did the Colts. For the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, of course, Ty Law, Rob Gronkowski, and Curtis, my favorite, Martin. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Ryan McCarthy chimes in. The Jets Mount Rushmore, Joe Namath, Mark Gastineau, Curtis Martin, and Darrelle Revis. So Curtis Martin gets on two Mount Rushmores. How unfair is that? Well, he was that good. He was that good. Cole, who is your team's Mount Rushmore? Let me try to guess, what would it be for Cole and the Houston Oilers? I know two of them already. Warren Moon and Earl Campbell. Those are the first two that come to mind for the Houston Oilers. The other two that would come to mind, I don't know. One would be an object. That would be the Astrodome. But you can't put that on a Mount Rushmore. And I said specifically players. I know two for the Oilers would be Warren Moon and Earl Campbell. The third one would be Bubba McDowell. And Ryan McCarthy guessed the fourth one that I had in my head. It would be Bruce Matthews. For the Texans, J.J. Watt, Andre Johnson, Arian Foster, and D'Amico Ryans. I can live with that. Now, I have a weird four for my beloved 49ers. And I can't just put, this is why I posed the question. You can't just put four on your team's Mount Rushmore because it's a tough choice. It's a tough choice with the team that you follow. But I'll tell you the first one on my 49ers Mount Rushmore, you know who it is, Joe Montana. That's where it gets muddy after that because there's a whole bunch of players I can put as in the other three spots. One would have to be Jerry Rice. A third would have to be occupied by the late great Dwight Clark. And the fourth, The fourth person on that Mount Rushmore for me would have to be Bill Walsh, the godfather of the West Coast offense. That would have to be my four. For the football giants, Lawrence Taylor, Frank Gifford, Michael Strahan, and Eli Manning. There you go. We got a Dallas Cowboys entry. Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, Michael Irvin, and DeMarcus Ware. What? No Emmitt Smith? No Troy Aikman? No Daryl Moose Johnston? Man, you could swap out Frank Gifford for Bill Parcells. You have to do that. You have to do that. Dollar, let me ask you this. Why no Troy Aikman or Emmitt Smith? I understand Tony Dorsett. He was one of my other favorites. For the Oilers, Earl Campbell, Warren Moon, Elvin Bethea. There you go. Elvin Bethea and Bum Phillips. There you go. Let me try another team. And I'll do one for my hometown Bears. Mike Ditka, Jim McMahon, Walter Payton, and I'm selfish, Matt Suhey. Yeah, there's too many people on that defense you could put on that Mount Rushmore. Neither was best at their position. You know what? I can understand that argument. I can live with that argument. Orchard Park Williamses, aka the Buffalo Bills, Jim Machine Gun Kelly, Thermal Thomas, Andre Reed, and Bruce Smith. Yeah, I can live with that. I can actually live with those four. Who's your team? I got a visitor here. Who's your team?
My team.
Your football team.
Football team. Okay, so I'm just gonna see.
So
The Titans,
who is on your Titans Mount Rushmore? That's the subject we're doing now. So we're getting the Titans Mount Rushmore. The Oilers. Oh, I know. So we already got the Oilers four. Let me scroll up and find it. Okay. All right. We're gonna have a Titans and Oilers mix. All right, we're gonna have a Titans Oilers mix here. No. You're fine. No. You're fine. You're fine. This is why I love doing the show, because I'm interacting with the fans. I'm in public and I'm interacting with the fans. I already did one for my wife's Colts. Peyton, to recap, Peyton Manning, Edgerrin James, Marvin Harrison, and Reggie Wayne. That's a tough four for me for the Colts. If I had to swap out anybody, I'd swap Edgerrin James for Jeff Saturday. That's why I love doing this. That's why I love doing this question. That's why I love this question, because it's so many. Given the teams that you follow, it's so many. Warren Moon, Earl Campbell, Bruce Matthews, and Elvin Bethea.
Okay. Now give me your Titans so far, Tom.
That's not fair. Okay, here's the Titan. Here's the four for the Titans.
Okay.
Steve McNair, Eddie George, Bruce Matthews still, and the fourth one's a toss-up. Frank Wycheck.
Okay. Give me the other.
I can't give you another. Yes, I can. Javon Curse.
What about their top running back now?
Derrick Henry?
Not yet.
No, not yet. And he's threatening to leave. I'll recap what I did for the 49ers, which is totally unfair. I've been a 49er fan since 81. The only spot that is solid is Joe Montana. That's the only one that's solid. Then Jerry Rice. What he said, what about a receiver? Jerry Rice. I'd love to put John Taylor in there also, but I wouldn't be a 49er fan if Joe Montana didn't hit Dwight Clark against the Cowboys. The fourth person I put on there was Coach Bill Walsh, the godfather of the West Coast offense. But if I had to switch Bill Walsh just with a player, I have two choices. Roger Craig and Charles Haley.
So here's where you
And we have a tweak for the Titans for the list. Okay.
coach,
Yep.
quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
and special teams.
Okay. Let's go 5 deep then. Since we got a tweak in the order now. What's your name, buddy?
My name is Brian.
Brian. Spell it. You're cool. Because that's how I spell mine. All right. Coach, offense, defense, coach, quarterback, offense, defense, special teams. Okay. Here's our tweak, and here I go with the Niners. Coach, Bill Walsh. A toss between him and George Seifert. Quarterback, Joe Montana. That Joe Montana / Steve Young. Offense.
Yeah,
It's
football fan.
offense is not fair because there's Jerry Rice and there's Dwight Clark, like I mentioned. Defense, Charles Haley back then, Nick Bosa now.
And his career is not over.
His career is definitely, yeah. Special teams, Ray Warshing. Our place, the first.
Right now,
The
playing hooky. That's the only thing I play in high school. Hooky, wrestling, track and field, and ultimate frisbee.
Oh, but I understand. I understand. Hey, a pleasure, my friend. Huh?
You got a business card?
I don't, but I can write some info down for you.
Just write it on this card.
All right. So I'm gonna write some info down, and we're a few minutes away from getting out of here. Boy, this has been fun. This has been fun. No Ronnie Lott. That's Dollar. That's not. It's. I told you it was an unfair question at the top of the thing. At the top of the segment, it was no fair. I just remember Charles Haley and how much terror he used to pose to defensive lines. Ronnie Lott just hit everybody. So if I would to make a switch with defense, I would switch Charles Haley for Ronnie Lott. I would indeed switch Charles Haley for Ronnie Lott. Now, what's another team y'all want me to do before we get out of here? I did one for the Colts. How funny. A team like the Titans that wanted to be about defense, the players, people remember, all played offense. Yeah, that's true. Using Shane Lake says, using the tweak, Coach Bill Belichick, Brady, Gronk, Ty Law, Vinatieri. Perfect list. Perfect list. For the Bears, coach Mike Ditka, quarterback Jim McMahon, offense Walter Payton, defense I'll either go Steve McMichael or Dan Hampton, special teams Kevin Butler. Either Kevin Butler or Robbie Gould. Either Kevin Butler or Robbie Gould. For the Buffalo Bills, coach Marv Levy. And I'm writing something down as we go along here. Coach Marv Levy. Quarterback Jim Kelly. That's obvious. Offense. I'd have to go Andre Reed. Defense, Bruce Smith. And Special teams, Steve Tasker. Steve Tasker. And you're right, Dollar. Steve Young was way underrated. Steve Young was way underrated, and I still feel like he's underrated to this day. Tweaked for the Jets, Mount Rushmore, Weeb Eubank, the coach, Joe Namath, the quarterback, Darrelle Revis on defense, and Pat Leahy for special teams. Oilers coach Bum Phillips, quarterback Warren Moon, offense Earl Campbell, defense Elvin Bethea, special teams Billy Whiteshoes Johnson. How about the San Diego Chargers? That's a tough one though. And we only got a few minutes left, so I better make this fast. You know what? Let me do one for the Colts. Let me do a tweet one for the Colts. Coach Tony Dungy. Quarterback Peyton Manning. Offense, I go Marvin Harrison. For offense. Defense, too many to pick from. And special teams, Adam Vinatieri. The San Diego Chargers. The coach, there's a tie. Bobby Ross and Don Coryell. Quarterback, Dan Fouts. Offense, y'all are gonna think I'm weird with this choice. Natron Means. Defense, Junior Seau. And special teams, Rolf Benershka. I'm just saying, the Chargers need to go back home to San Diego, and yes, I said go back home to San Diego, and I'm getting ready to go home right now before my appointment in Indianapolis. I want to thank y'all for joining me this afternoon. Every day, 2 p.m., you can catch the Brian Snow Show. Catch it on YouTube, CSTV. And all kinds of other places. Pick up the podcast wherever you consume your podcast. My time is up. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and I enjoyed bringing it to you. God bless you, and I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning into The Brian Snow Show, where sports is the base, life and fun are the results.